Guys, dating in your 30s is something. So I was dating this guy, really liked him, up until the other night. We went and got drinks the other night, and I ran into a guy friend that I know, and I said hi to him. Well, the guy that I'm dating asked me if I'd ever f***ed him. First of all, the answer is no, but second of all, even if this guy got me pregnant at a Chevron gas station, would have been before you, Chad. Guess what? You met me on Tinder, not youth group, baby. I'm a single mom. I come with a kid. You know that too. You wanna know how I made that kid? My ex-husband bent me over a tree stump in South Lake Tahoe, California after our engagement photos. That was the ticket. So, you're gonna need to get more secure, and I hope things work out for you in the next one. And that's on insecurity.
This way of thinking, this makes sense to her. Let that sink in. By her value system, what she's saying is entirely logical. In her mind, anything that she did before she met him is completely invalid data. And him wanting to know about her life or her lifestyle choices, that's just an expression of his insecurity. So what if she got pregnant at a gas station? She did it before she met you, so it doesn't count. That doesn't matter. By her value system, the only means you have of determining what kind of a quality person she is by looking at how she is right now. Modern women say these things, but the scariest thing is that they actually believe it. To them, this makes sense.
How many bodies is too many?
The limit does not exist. Yeah. Depends on the person.
Does being promiscuous affect a person's ability to have a long-term relationship?
No. As long as it's not promiscuous within a monogamous relationship.
Exactly. I think being promiscuous is fine, but obviously knowing the line is the most important thing.
Okay, it's not enough to simply condemn this way of thinking, to just dismiss it. On this channel, we're more ambitious than that. We want to understand it. We want to know, how do women reach these conclusions? Why do they think the way that they do? Why do they have those beliefs? What is the value system? What's the thought process? In this video, I'm going to explain to you the female mind so that you understand why women feel entitled to sleep with as many men as they like in their 20s and then to settle down into traditional monogamy later on in life. I'm going to explain how it is that women who believe that any man who would judge her past behavior is simply insecure. And most bizarrely, how women have reached the conclusion that no valid data can be gained by looking at her choices in the past. Doesn't matter how promiscuous she was, doesn't matter how many men she slept with, completely irrelevant. How do women believe this?
Why do you think men care about a woman's body count?
Do you? People actually care about that shit?
Men in general.
If a man is fucking asking my body count, he can get fucked. Who gives a fuck? Oh my god, that's so stupid. People actually ask that shit?
Yes.
Okay, well then you're talking to the wrong man. If a man is ever asking you about your body count, you're talking to the wrong man, and he can get fucked. Like, that's so fucking stupid. Get fucked.
So, can I ask you this then?
Yeah, sure.
So, what do you think about the analogy, if one key can open many locks, it's known as a master key, as opposed to if you have a lock that can be opened by any key, it's a shitty lock?
I think that if a woman is an analogy to you, then you're not fucking ready to be talking to a woman, and you should probably get fucked. So, if a woman is the key to you, talk to your mom, talk to your sister, talk to your cousin, I don't know, get a real fucking life. And get fucked. Thank you. And a woman is not a key. Thank you.
Such a painful clip. And there's the simple explanation for why she's so defensive. She's embarrassed about her choices and what they reveal about her quality and about her character. And she doesn't want to face the consequences of those choices. And so she points the finger outwards like, who are you to judge? The problem is with you. That's one explanation, that this is just simple brattish entitlement. I want to sleep around, I want to enjoy my youth, I want to have fun. Then I want to meet a man when I'm ready to settle down and have a completely clean slate. And I'm throwing a tantrum because you're not letting me have that. But there's more to it. It's actually not that simple. What if I told you that almost every woman has two distinct personalities? They feel completely separate and independent from each other because these personalities each have different goals. I'm going to call these personalities the hoe and the housewife. If you want to understand women's behavior in the modern dating market, you need to understand these personalities. So many modern women absolutely intend to live a traditional white picket fence lifestyle, eventually. You ask even the loosest party girl in college, what does she picture her life being like when she's age 40? And most will respond with some variation of, I want a husband, I want 3 kids, I want a house in the suburbs, I want a nice, boring, monogamous life. What I'm saying is that even though she's a loose party girl right now, the housewife personality exists within her. All the dreams, all the goals, the aspirations, they all exist. But when she's 21 years old, that's not who's in charge. The housewife exists, but she's lying dormant. There's a completely different personality that's running things called the hoe, and her motivations right now are very different.
How many people have you slept with?
I don't know. I have to check my list.
Fucking hell, you got a list?
Who doesn't?
That's it, alright.
I think it's like 22 or something.
Alright. Oh shit! Oh shit! Show the camera, show the camera.
Oh my God, bro. Oh, hell no, man.
There's no way that list was 22. That was like 122. But I'd bet good money that this woman, like so many others, has a housewife personality. One day, she wants the house, she wants the husband, she wants the kids. But right now, the hoe is in charge. She's thinking, I'm young, I'm hot, men want me, I feel desirable. It's fun not having responsibilities, so I'm using my 20s to sleep around. Then, at around age 30, she thinks, okay, I've had my fun. Men aren't showing me the interest that they used to. I can feel my fertility window closing. Okay, I think it's time for me to find a husband. And so the hoe goes dormant and the housewife is now in charge. She's still dating, but now it's for a very different reason, and she starts dating a very different type of man. She doesn't want one night of fun, she's looking for a lifetime of stability. Now she wants safety and security, and she knows that the guys that she used to sleep with aren't going to give her that, and so she changes her dating preferences.
I've dated a lot of people. I've dated a series of different types of people, but I have dated a large amount of fuckboys or narcissists.
Okay, yeah.
And doing my research of all the people I've dated, I'm like, okay, Jordan, all the guys, and I challenge all our listeners to think this too, all the people who gave me that really exciting spark or that I need to see them right now were guys who treated me like crap.
The fuckboys are out and the nice guys are now in. Now, a man watching from the sidelines, he's seeing this change in behavior in her and he thinks, wow, what a big shift. You've really changed your personality. But that's not how women see it. So you've got to understand this. In their minds, they are not being inconsistent. They're not even changing. It's just that the housewife is now in charge. And the housewife has always been the same. She's always had the same goals. She's never changed. The housewife has always wanted a nice, dependable guy suitable for long-term monogamy. You might think that she's had a change in her personality, but no, this is what the housewife has always wanted. The housewife has been consistent. So when a man is dating a housewife and things are going very well, and then suddenly he asks about her past sexual choices, her body count, the housewife feels legitimately offended by that question. This is the answer. Have you ever wondered why women feel such righteous anger about these questions? It's because emotionally they feel like it was a different person, a different personality that was making those choices. I am the housewife. I've always had this goal. I want lifetime monogamy. That's why I'm here with you. I am presenting myself to you as the housewife. Why are you asking me about the hoe? That's completely irrelevant. She's not here. I'm here. I'm the housewife. Men, have you ever been blamed at work by your boss for something that your co-worker did? Or ever had your girlfriend pissed off at you because of something that one of your buddies did? And you're thinking, this is not fair. This is not just. I didn't do anything. Why are you angry at me? That right there, that feeling, that is what women feel when they present themselves as the housewife and they're being called to account for the actions of the hoe. Women do not want to be judged based on who they used to be. They want to be judged on who they are right now, and they are so angry when men don't play along. She might say, well, right now you're a successful business executive, but back when you were 21, you were a laborer. So how would you like it if now, even though you're successful, I treated you as though you're a laborer? But what she doesn't get is that the laborer and the successful business executive are the same person. There is a consistency there. The laborer was always intending to grow from that personality to become successful. And that's the difference, because the hoe is not working towards the goal of becoming a housewife. Let me say that again so it really sinks in. The hoe is not working towards the goal of becoming the housewife. In her mind, she may have been thinking of herself as two distinct, separate personalities, but that's not the reality. She is one person, and she is accountable for all of the choices that she's made in her life. She says, well, I want to be a housewife now. Okay, well, a very legitimate question is, hey, back when you were younger and you were sleeping with all those men, why didn't you want to be a housewife then? There are high-quality women that exist who only have the housewife personality. Even when they were 21 and swimming in male attention, when they had endless opportunities for promiscuity, they didn't sleep around. They dated for the purpose of finding a man who's going to be a long-term husband. They wanted to find somebody they could settle down with. That's all they wanted. They were married with children before they even turned 30. So, a very legitimate question is, why wasn't that you? Were you confused about what you wanted? Did you fall victim to the latest feminist propaganda? Were you insecure and wanted short-term male attention? Or did you just think that you could get away with it and you'd never have to be accountable for your actions? You see, I'm actually not particularly judgmental of women who are just confused or had low self-esteem, and that's what caused their promiscuous behavior, and it just took them some time to figure out who they really are and what they wanted. If a woman is 30 years old and she's now dating to get married and she completely owns up to it and says, yeah, when I was young, I didn't know what I wanted, I made some stupid choices, but I've learned a lot, I've done a lot of self-work, I now know what I want, and I have no intention of repeating my mistakes. I don't really have much judgment for her. Like, she sounds like a good woman. So long as she treats you well, then I think that you'd be foolish to disqualify her based on her past. But if she was a total hoe and she slept around and now she's 30, she's changed her dating strategy and she wants to find a husband to settle down with, and when he asks her about her sexual choices in the past, instead of owning up to her mistakes, she's really defensive or tries to shame him for asking that question, I really have no tolerance for women like that. It's a massive red flag. No accountability, no sense of personal responsibility, no self-awareness, and certainly no understanding of the male perspective as to why that would be a big deal for us. Women have an obligation to themselves and to their future husbands of asking the question, how is my behavior now going to impact myself and those who I care about in the future?
Is there any reason why you're dressed so modestly instead of revealing like most women tend to do when they come out to Miami?
I mean, this is just my personal sense of style. I just think it's respectful to others and to my future partner and to myself to just cover myself up more. I know that I, take care of myself. I'm pretty athletic, but I don't need to have that on display.
This is how a housewife acts. With consistency, knowing that even though they're single right now, the intention is to get married. And so she carries herself now in such a way that would make her future husband proud. If you're acting the hoe, you're constantly getting drunk, partying, grinding on strangers in the club, having one-night stands every weekend, think for a moment, how is your future husband going to feel about that? I'll tell you, he's going to be hurt and you're going to feel ashamed. Why would you want to inflict that pain on somebody that you love? Remember, even though women feel like they have two distinct, separate personalities, the hoe and the housewife, and they're not accountable to each other, that's bullshit. That's not reality. The truth is, she is one person. You have every right to ask her about her past, and she is accountable for her choices.